We'll also have those low temperatures in the 50s, so a little bit warmer for next week for our nights. Lauren?
Well, it seems like it's perfect weather for some fall football.
Yeah, you could tell it's the first day of October because it felt like it too, like you were just saying, with all those temperatures and everything. So the game's a little crisp. I was wearing my winter hat, but you know, running around tonight was nice and warm. So we have all those highlights for you later tonight. Some big games that we are here midway through the season could have changed some of the playoff outlooks for some teams. Find out how they did next.
The games to see, the players to watch. Friday night, Beyond the Lights, starts now.
Believe it or not, we are already halfway through the high school football season. And with an optional 8th week of the regular season added this year, it's week 4 tonight, meaning that it's the midpoint here. So even though it's still wide open for sectionals and which team can make it and how that playoff field will wind up, there are some key games that happened tonight that could have either left things much closer at the final whistle of the games or actually set some teams apart from the rest. And it was that kind of significant night this evening in Class B, the East Division. Undefeated New Hartford at Oneida. First play of the game. Junior Alex Culver runs it up the middle to the sideline to the end zone. He's not touched at all. 78 yards for his 10th touchdown of the season. Almost everyone has looked just like that, except sometimes he runs a little bit of a shorter pace too. They hand it off to him even in those short goal situations. And there, it's 14-0 New Hartford. Start of the second quarter, Oneida threatening, and Carter Ertz takes the handoff up the middle, and he's in to cut the deficit in half. Still 5 minutes before halftime, senior Braden Williams takes one up the middle, pushes through the line, and scores as well. The close game's now tied at 14 at halftime. The fans are into it. Oneida does become the first team to hold New Hartford under 48 points, but the Spartans' defense held strong in the second half to win at 27-14, now undefeated 4-0. Also in Class B East Division, undefeated Camden at CVA. 2 of Central Valley's 3 games so far this season have been within 5 points. There's no score here late in quarter 1, but Tanner Warren changes that. He's rushing and sprinting all the way to the end zone. No one else around. 89 yards to make it 6-0 Thunder. Point after was blocked, but CVA's defense has made up for it like it has all season. Now that's a safety to make it 8-0 on the following possession. A long punt return then sets up the Thunder in the red zone, and on a 3rd and 6, senior Cole Brewer gets the separation for the score. It's 15-0 Central Valley. But CVA was halted there. The Blue Devils stormed back in the second half with 22 unanswered points for the win, 22-15. CVA falls to 500. Camden remains undefeated. So now Camden and New Hartford, both undefeated Class B East teams, will play each other next week in a crucial game in New Hartford. In Class A, Whitesboro hosted Indian River in a National Division matchup. The Warriors' only win this season has come at home, looking to feed off some of the homecoming crowd this week. In the second quarter, where did the ball go? On the 5-yard line, senior Dominic Bullis actually ripped it right out of the hand of the runner and takes it back 95 yards for the score. Whitesboro's up 12-0, but Indian River basically had just one scheme tonight, one play. On first down, they said run. Second down, run. Third down, run. And at fourth down, you guessed it, they ran it also to pick up the first down, ate up the clock, and kept on scoring. Whitesboro just had one possession in the entire third quarter. They went 3 and out, and then went 3 out again on their next possession, already into the fourth, so not much of a chance when they didn't have the ball for long. They're now 1-3. On the other side of the break, we have some more highlights from tonight's Class C matchups and Class D, plus final scores from all the other local teams that played on the road. Stay tuned.
This is Friday Night Beyond the Lights on WUTR.
Despite the Class C schools in our area being some of the smaller ones, they've actually put up some of the biggest numbers. And Clinton would have had to do that tonight if it wanted to look for its first win of the year, and they did that on the road against undefeated Bishop Ludden. Out in Syracuse early second quarter, Clinton bringing the defensive pressure, but Ludden's Nazir Kinsey avoids it. Back and forth, finds the short pass, and he does not get stopped till he's inside the 5. Ludden winds up scoring on the following play and scores quite often. Clinton having to stop big play after big play, just could not keep the pace. The Warriors fall 54-6. In a cross-class matchup tonight, Herkimer hosted Cazenovia. The difference actually showed a lot on the field too. Early in the third quarter, already 33-0 Lakers. Herkimer on the punt, and Chris Vaccarelli takes it down the sideline and scores all the way for the Lakers. A few plays later, actually, J.P. Hope, for the quarterback for Cazenovia, was looking to do the same thing that he had been doing all night. Here, another run and then another pass. Logan Nowak is the one who catches it, keeps on going and going and going. That makes it 43-0. The Magicians ran out of tricks tonight. Cazenovia took the rabbit out of the hat as Herkimer falls 60-0, now 1-3 this season. In Class C2 matchup, Mount Markham falls to Lawville in its first game back after not being able to play last week when it had too many players on the COVID-19 quarantine list to play a team, field a team. Mount Markham now 0-3. In Class D, Notre Dame, coming off its first win since 2018, now has lost 32-18 to Cato Meridian. Also in Class D, Adirondack remains undefeated, 4-0 with a 35-6 win over Pulaski. The one touchdown they gave up was late in the game with 5 minutes left. And in 8-man football, West Canada Valley topped South Louis by 20 points. Braden Shepherdson connected with Ian Farber for 2 passing touchdowns. And a close game and a high-scoring one in Class AA. Rome Free Academy tops Nottingham by 3, 55-52. Black Knights now back to an even record at 2-2. So that's the slate for today, but coming up, we'll preview the high school, college, and professional games you'll be able to catch this weekend. Stay tuned.
You're watching Friday Night Beyond the Lights on WUTR.
We had plenty of games tonight, but the fun does not end here. There's a whole weekend of high school, college, and professional games that you'll be able to see as well. So starting with the high school previews, we'll have VVS, who was originally set to play tonight against Chittenango. That got canceled. Chittenango's on a 10-day stoppage. No reason was given for that, though, according to VVS Athletic Director Randy Thomas. But VVS did reschedule to play Fonda, Section 2 Class C team, tomorrow at 1, and then Liverpool plays at Proctor. That one is at 1:30 p.m. after Proctor was on a 34-point win last week. West Berlin plays a 1 p.m. game against Onondaga. It will be at Oriskany High School. Waterville and Dolgeville go head-to-head in a Class D East matchup. Holland Patton closes the night with a 7 p.m. kickoff under the lights against Solvay. And in Division III college football, Hamilton College heads to Maine to play Colby College. The Continentals are 1-1 this year. Then at 2:30, an Empire 8 matchup between two of our local teams in the conference. Utica College football traveling to Oneonta to play Hartwick. The Pioneers are 3-1 so far. The Hawks 1-1. In Division I, Colgate looks to take the momentum of its first win since November of 2019 into tomorrow's game at Georgetown. Syracuse University also rides the momentum of a last-second field goal last Friday to win the game to a matchup against Florida State. The Orange are 3-1. Seminoles so far are winless. And there are also plenty of games you can catch this weekend right here on WUTR. Tomorrow in college football, Texas plays at Texas Christian. Then a West Coast game with undefeated number 3 Oregon at Stanford. The nightcap is at Indiana. Undefeated 4th-ranked Penn State will go against each other. And on our sister station, WFXV, undefeated number 14 Michigan at Wisconsin, and then undefeated Oklahoma at Kansas State. And then, hey, if you want the NFL Week 4, that's on Sunday on our sister station, WFXV. New York Giants looking for its first win of the year, while the Saints, even though they're 2-1, looking for some more stability and momentum going on their offense. So before we go tonight, one more big announcement. We'll reveal this week's Athlete of the Week after the break. That's right here on Friday Night Beyond the Lights.
This is Friday Night Beyond the Lights on WUTR.
We've been asking you all week to submit your nominations for Athlete of the Week, and this week we have a pretty good one too. This week's Eyewitness Sports Athlete of the Week had a hat trick in each of the first 6 varsity soccer games this season and 7 hat tricks total to date. She's scored 9 of 10 times in 9 of 10 games this year. Only game she did not score, no one on her team did. She leads her team with 27 goals and is the senior captain. This week's Athlete of the Week is West Canada Valley's very own Lydia Reimer. First 6 games of the season, you had a hat trick at least in every single one of them. What was your mindset coming in to make that happen?
It was a shock to me, honestly. I was just trying to put my best foot forward for the team and help us get the wins that we needed to be able to compete in sectionals later on.
When you're on the field, how do you know when to shoot the ball or to pass it? How do you know when it's time to score or to try and get the ball out?
I don't know, honestly. I mean, I try to shoot from deep when I can, and it's worked out for me, I guess, but a lot of times I just hear them yell shoot, and so I'll just shoot it.
How big is that to know that you've contributed to those early wins that kind of make it maybe a little bit less stressful when you get to this point in the season, knowing that you've got those under your belt already?
It's huge. I mean, in the past we haven't really made it to sectionals consistently, and it was my goal coming into my senior year that we would make sectionals and we'd have a good seeding so that we could be able to compete in them.
It seems like you're always where the ball is. You're always working around the defender. You're kind of fast on the field too. So how would you describe your style of play?
I just kind of go with the flow, I guess. I try to be creative and try to be where everyone needs me to be on the field at the right time.
What do you think for your personal game has helped you be so successful in leading the team as you have?
I put in a lot of work in the off seasons, but it's just staying positive and motivated and really working hard every day keeps me going.
You're obviously a senior and you're also the captain of the team. So what does that mean to you to have that designation?
I don't know, it's a lot of pride, I guess. Like, very proud of what I've done, but it's also a lot of pressure to compete at that level and be a leader for my team, and I try my hardest to lead and put the best foot forward so I can lead by example.
What does it mean to you to be a senior as part of this Wisconsin Valley girls soccer team this year?
It means a lot. I mean, I've been on this team for a while and I've been working to be a good player on this team and help make an impact on the program. And so this year, coming out here and winning some games and scoring some goals, it's really been great.
23 of them so far to this point. So you have been selected as the Eyewitness Sports Athlete of the Week. So congratulations to you on that.
Thank you.
Reimer's had the opportunity to play with her twin sister Jillian over the past few years. And this year, actually, with typical head coach Shelley Hazard actually out on maternity leave, she's been able to put on this kind of show with her father stepping up from assistant coach to head coach of the West Canada team. So kind of a really cool situation that she's in.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
Dan, before we get to this weekend and we see some of these games outside, just a quick final look at the weather.
Yeah, so we'll be seeing those temperatures in the upper 60s and lower 70s as we head into this weekend, as well as the start of next week. We still have those rain showers lasting until Tuesday, but by midweek next week, we should be drier, and that'll last into Friday as well.
Awesome, thanks, Dan. So hey, if you want to submit an Athlete of the Week, go to cnyhomepage.com. You'll be able to find that under contest. So for Dan and Lauren, stay friendly and have a great weekend.